Hammer Tech Talks is a chance for you to join me as we dig into the world of construction pros to find out what makes them tick and helps them succeed. This series will open the door to an industry that we're passionate about and showcase the amazing people and ideas that are the infrastructure to building great things. Construction folk love a story and a laugh, so we're going to have some fun. And you'll take away new perspectives to improve your operations and help create the next normal in construction. For those of you who don't know us, we're Hammer Tech. We're a cloud-based performance and productivity platform ensuring safety, quality, and operational efficiency. Let's get into it. So hi everyone, thank you for joining us for another episode of Hammer Tech Talks. Today we have Paul Butler, who is a safety manager from DPR Construction, joining us based out of Raleigh, Durham. Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. So Paul, tell us a bit more about the projects that you're covering out in Raleigh.
In out of our Raleigh office, we work on a lot of different projects. We work in several healthcare environments, hospitals, and we do a lot of lab work here. Some pharmaceutical and life science work. We do a lot of work for the universities. We work for, I think, every major university in the Raleigh area right now, working for them. So we're pretty busy and kind of have our hands on a lot of different things.
Yeah, and also access to probably some of the best graduates in the region because of that.
For sure.
And a lot of people in construction tend to travel from place to place for projects. And when I spoke to you last time, you said, I'm done with traveling. I needed to sort of settle in one place and just sort of really move away from that way of working. And I wondered why you chose Raleigh and why did you elect to sort of stop moving around for chasing those projects?
I mean, the no traveling really was more of a family thing. I mean, I like being able to go to places and do that, but DPR gave me the opportunity to be home just about every night. If I do travel now, it's almost by personal choice for something that I want to go and do, that's going to help me or somebody else out. It's a choice. That's the nice thing. It's not constantly on the road. It's really awesome here too. We work for a ton of different clients in the area, but we have kind of the same pool of trade partners that we use. Not every project, but a lot. So we see a lot of the same people, on different projects, and it allows us to build really good, strong relationships with them where they know what we expect. They know what, they can expect from us when they come to our projects, and it really helps build, really, really strong relationships with them and really get to what we're looking for culture-wise, what we're looking to build here.
What's the what is it that you're looking to build? What is that sort of culture that you try and instill across your supply chain?
I mean, I think the culture we're trying to build is that injuries are not just a part of construction. It's not something that just has to happen, that it's possible to work injury-free. It's really tough work to do that, and it's kind of a journey, I'd say, to get there. It's not something that I expect to happen overnight, but I think unless you have that end goal of zero in mind, you're never going to get there. You have to shoot for it, and it's a huge goal, but it's one that I think we have to have because incidents and injuries, they're not acceptable to us, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be acceptable to anybody in our industry.
What do you think causes someone to say, injuries just are a part of construction?
I think maybe just maybe the mentality or how they've kind of been brought up within the industry or what they've heard or what they've seen. I guess I don't want to confuse it that it's going to be easy to get that done, and that it's hard and it's tough work and it requires a lot of tough choices and discipline and everybody kind of pulling in the same direction. but I do think that mindset, unfortunately, is still out there. But I think that's what we're trying to change and show people that that it is possible, and that it is possible to do things, fast, to meet schedules, to meet deadlines, but also do it the right way and not put people at risk to get there.
Mm. And so what does a really good week at work look like for you?
I mean, a really good week at work for me is, when I can go home at the end of the week and know that everybody on all of our projects also went home safe, sound, the same way that I do every week. And to me, that's a successful week. And fortunately, we have those, like we do have those, and they happen often, and we have a lot of projects that work injury free every day, for days, weeks, months, durations of the project at a time. And it's just a matter of stringing all those together and getting every single one of them there. But that's a good week for me. We always have stuff to do. We're always working to try to get better. We're not going to just be happy that we're doing really good. We're going to keep working to be great. And that's where we want to get to.
Mm. And so what's something that you wish people knew about the role of a safety manager?
I don't know. There's, a lot of times, people come to us to look just for confirmation that they're thinking maybe the right thing. We're not the position that's going to bless exceptions to rules and think like that's something I wish people would just stop doing. Like, I know it might be tough, or it might be inconvenient, or it might be easier to make this exception one time, but that's not really what we're here for. We can help them work through those problems and issues and come up with solutions, but the choice to maybe just get a free pass or something like that's not, and I don't think a lot of people do that, but it's tough sometimes standing your ground. It for sure is. But I think it's important that we do. And I think, at least here, our teams look for us to do that. Our leadership does as well. Like that's, we're here to make sure, to help our teams make the best decisions, to make sure that our people are, going home safe every single day.
Mm. Why do you think everyone in the industry should stop walking by when they see something on site that may not be right?
Yeah, I mean, so we talk about it a lot, and we do some of our training classes about, not walking by things that aren't right, or never walking by an unsafe act or condition. Like, stop and say something or ask a question about it. I think, sometimes it can be hard to stop and say something to somebody else. Like, there's a lot of things I think that influence people, whether or not they will, whether they're comfortable doing it, or maybe they're younger in their career, or they think that somebody else is going to take care of it. But I think to really get to where we all want to go in the industry, it takes everybody, not walking by those, and getting a message that everybody has a voice on the project, and everybody can bring up a safety concern or issue, and that when they are brought up, that they're dealt with the right way. They're not screamed and hollered at for bringing something up or slowing work down. Like, we're gonna truly care about it, and we're gonna address whatever their concern is, even if it's taking a few minutes to explain to them why what we're doing is right, or why that is the safe way to do it. It's I think we really need to look to just share our knowledge and tap into the knowledge that everybody has, and really educate people in the industry as to what the right way to do things is. And I think a lot of times that can just start with just a simple question as to why they're doing something a certain way. There's a lot of things that can influence why they chose to maybe do something the way they did, whether it's safe or unsafe.
Why is the why important?
I think it's important to understand, where that person's coming from, and why they think, or maybe chose to do something, or maybe they didn't even chose to do it. Maybe their supervisor told them to do it, and they didn't feel comfortable enough to, speak back to their supervisor or to question their supervisor. Maybe they don't have a culture that's strong enough to do that. But really understanding why someone's doing what it is that they're doing. Um, if you can, fix that, like that'll help fix the long term behavior that person is doing. It's not going to just, you know, uh, fix the current condition that's out there on the project. You have to really get to the behavior and the why they're actually doing something and why they're behaving that way, to really change and make a difference that's going to last longer than just taking care of, whatever condition you come across in the field.
Mm. Um, I've got another question about what do you think everyone in the industry should start doing more of? So you mentioned why as being something that sounds to me like something you wish everyone would
Yeah.
do more of. Is there anything else?
Well, I mean, I think, and I guess I haven't done this for a ton of time, but I've done it long enough to see some change in my role, in a safety professional's role, in really more companies going to, the way that they approach safety is, more of a coach in a supporting role rather than someone that's out there writing tickets on the project. I don't think the intention of any company really anymore that's the job to do. And I think the more we can encourage people to um, use us as a resource to help them be safe and to come up with solutions rather than having to go there and, tell people to put on their glasses or to tie off or, whatever it might be, inspect this equipment. Like that's not, it's part of the rule. Like it's part of the role, making sure that people are doing things the correct way and helping them do it. But it can't be the only part. Like, our teams expect us to go to the projects and to identify areas where they can be better and then help them be better. And that's what we try to do rather than just come in, send them an audit and disappear. Like that's not at all what the role of a safety professional is on our projects.
And so how do you work with your team to navigate that shift together? Because, you can wake up one morning and you can say, I'm not going to be the safety cop anymore. I'm going to become the coach, but your team might still be here. So how do you work with them to navigate that change and work with you as a coach rather than as a cop?
I mean, I guess lucky for us, like we don't have a lot of teams that expect us to come in and be a cop. I'd say here. Um, I think really it's trying to establish relationships with our teams and knowing that every one of them is different and they all have, slightly different needs based on what their experience has been or how long they've been with the company or in the industry and what they've seen and haven't seen. So they're kind of all a little bit different in what their needs are. But, we focus a lot of our time on education and training and when we're out there. And, if we are out auditing or walking a project, we're taking somebody with us, somebody, one of our project engineers or a superintendent or whoever it might be to really show them what we're looking for and how we inspect the job. And I think building those relationships over time, the people that have come from more of a like a culture where the safety professional does come out there and write tickets or do audits and um, do that, like approach it that way. Like it takes a little bit of time to get them into the mindset that we are there to help them and we are part of their team and we're there to help them. We all have the same end goal on the line. Like our job is to make that project team successful and that's going to make for a successful project. And I think that's where we really try to get to here.
Mm. Um, so DPR's undergone a bit of a transformation as relates to safety over the last couple of years, where you've been using a lot more data to be able to measure performance. And I wondered, how have you managed the new transparency? Because it can expose some really good things and it can
Yeah.
expose some real gaps. So how have you worked with your teams to manage that newfound transparency?
I mean, I guess one of the really nice things about us is we are very transparent with just about everything anyway. So, putting this transparency to how we're doing safety wise on all of our projects it's felt pretty natural for us. It's definitely helped and opened some eyes to, where we maybe have, thought we were doing really well, and turns out we're not really doing as well as we thought we were. Um, and then there's other areas where maybe we thought we weren't doing as well, and turns out we're doing better than we thought. So it's really given us a lot of good information that we can use to go work on different parts of our safety plans and with our project teams to really make an impact. And rather than guess as to where we need to work on, we're able to use that information and really focus our efforts to um, and just be smart and strategic with where we're focusing our efforts.
You mentioned that you'd been a part of a COVID task force for DPR, and I wondered how you got roped into that.
I'm not sure sometimes. We've been roped into a bunch of them, and it's been, I think it's kind of a natural fit for safety professionals. Some of the COVID different things that we've done, and we've had a ton of help from our operations and different leaders within the company everywhere. It's been a kind of an all-in effort. It's been awesome that it hasn't just been dumped onto the safety group to really come up and fix and figure out how we're going to plan. Like, we really worked together to come up with really good plans that are going to not only hopefully limit our risk with dealing with COVID, and if we do have somebody that ends up with COVID on a project, it's going to limit the exposures and kind of our plans. But yeah, we've really worked well across the company with that, which has been awesome. So there's a lot of really smart people that have been able to help and put input into those plans and come up with some really creative ways to keep our projects safe and working. And yeah, it's been good.
So, what are some of the lessons that you think we'll take forward beyond COVID that you've learned through this? It sounds like a really collaborative process.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we've really done some things where with COVID and some of our check-ins and apps that we've, developed and worked through this, like, we really have a much better understanding with that, and with Hammer Tech, of how um, who exactly is on our project all the time. It's not that we didn't know before, but it really gives us some really useful information of how many people are coming and going every single day, and visitors in and out. And it's given us some areas where we can work to maybe control that a little bit better, or have a little bit better understanding of that. It's really forced a lot of our projects, with not passing paper around as much as we used to, and not wanting to use the same pens, and trying to eliminate common touch points that people have. It's really pushed our teams to start using some more of the technology like Hammer Tech that we have to do inspections and to submit their pre-test plans, and to really it's really forced them to do that, which has been it's been great to help us really implement that tool fully and really use it to its full function.
Yeah, that's really fantastic. And I guess what are your hopes, for the coming years in construction? What do you want to see change, whether it's in the safety space or whether it's in construction at large? What are you excited about?
Well, I after our last discussion, I'd be missing I definitely would looking forward to us coming to some sort of end of COVID. Like that is definitely looking forward to that. I mean, who knows when that is, but I know that's something that it takes a lot of time away from some of the other things that we're doing, and it doesn't. It's definitely an important thing that we need to be focusing in on, but we, and I'm sure everybody else in our industry, is spending a ton of time that they hadn't planned for, worrying about and managing COVID. So definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully, like whatever the end of that is, we'll see. I think just the things that we're excited for here is, we just want to keep, really building our culture here in Raleigh, where I am at. And, we kind of have this belief that, as we get better, we're going to make our trade partners better, and they're going to go to other projects and work, and they're going to make those projects better. And it's the kind of the rising tide raises all boats. So we're really looking to spread that. And I know we're not the only ones that are working to get better. There's a lot of other, contractors in our area and others as well that are working to do that. And, we try to, just really push the industry forward every chance we get to get better and really push people to be better. And that's what I'm looking forward to, us continuing to work on that. Like I said, I think the goal has to be 0. And that's our target, and we want to get there obviously as soon as we can, but understand also that it's a process to get there, and getting every single person it is a big goal, but it is the goal.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who's considering entering construction or becoming a safety professional? What would you say to them if they were like, oh, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not really sure?
I think construction's a great career. I mean, whether it's in a safety role or something else, I would tell them to go for it. Like there's a ton of great opportunities, and I think as you get into it, you're going to decide and figure out what part of construction that you're passionate about, whether that's, maybe some of the front end work of, estimating or chasing after work, or if it's part of the execution as a project team, or, the design, or like wherever, or safety. Like there's a ton of different opportunities within construction but learn as much as you can about it, get as much experience as you can, get diverse experience from different types of projects. Don't pigeonhole yourself into, I only do this type of construction. Like there's so many different things that, that you can do, and opportunities, like they're endless. And there's so many, like it really is a good career. Like there's I guess I've been fortunate and blessed in my time. Like I've never not had an opportunity to go somewhere else and work. It's not been we've always had work, and it's been, like I said, I've been very fortunate. That's not everybody in our industry, but I think the opportunity is there if you're willing to do what it takes to go, to where the work might be, for even if it's a temporary assignment. But get as much experience as you can, and then follow whatever it is that you're passionate about. Like if you like what you're doing, you're going to be better at it, and you're going to be a better employee, and you're just going to be happier. So that would be my long-winded advice.
I don't think it's too long-winded. It's made me want to be back on the construction side now. Paul, thank you so much for your time. It was absolutely brilliant talking with you. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you.